All right, so let's go back to this good versus bad. Now I just wanted to tell you guys, about, the different structures so that when we start talking about good versus bad, it would make more sense to you. So as it turns out, evolution has favored a steady digestion of complex carbs to keep a steady glucose concentration in your blood. Okay, so if you consume complex or good carbs, which we would consider the complex carbohydrates, and especially in the form of whole grains, because you can have, wheat bread that's made of starch that you would consider a complex carbohydrate. But if the wheat bread has been highly refined, then it's wheat because it's made out of wheat flour, but it's white. It's so processed that it's lost all of the original color that was in the plant. And that original color came from, the husk and whatnot of the grains, and that's where the vitamins are stored. So if you strip away everything but the starch, you strip away the vitamins and the fiber and the minerals and the parts of the nutrients of the grain that give you a balanced diet. So that's when we say complex carbs. Then it's, obviously bread, white bread is better than a teaspoon of sugar because your body does have to break down that starch to a certain degree. But the more complex, the slower the digestion, the slower the release of glucose into your bloodstream. And so that's really the big story behind the good versus the bad, is what's packaged with the glucose. Are there vitamins and nutrients and other minerals still with it? And how many chemical bonds still exist? How long will it take to break down and digest? And the reason why you want it to go slow is because consuming large amounts of simple sugars dumps too much glucose in your bloodstream too fast. So if all that glucose isn't needed and the glycogen reserves are full, the glucose is just turned into saturated fatty acids and then stored in the body as triglycerides in adipose cells, which are fat cells. Okay, so that's the big deal about good versus bad. The good is complex and it carries vitamins and other minerals with it. The bad is the simple, either mono or disaccharides, and even highly refined, for example, flours like wheat flour has partially already digested the starch for you, and that starch goes into your bloodstream pretty fast as well. Okay, so we want more complex carbohydrates. That's what's good.